Hughey was a butcher on the station, and his soul yearned for a dog. Dogs there were about in plenty, but he wanted something special, and as the super was going to Sydney, Hughey commissioned him to buy him a dog. "Buy a dog," he said, "as can fight. I don't put no value on pedigree. I don't want no pedigree. I want a dog. Get a dog as can fight, and he'll fill the bill." Wherefore there appeared shortly in a Sydney paper, in the somewhat inaccurate grammar of the super, "Wanted, at once, a dog as can fight. Apply Bushman's Hotel." Next morning the men with dogs commenced to roll up. The dogs were of all sorts, sizes and colours, having only one thing in common. They each and all looked as if they would tear a man's leg off on the slightest pretext. When the super went down and admitted them into the bar parlour, he and the landlord had to get up on the table to obtain anything like an unprejudiced view of the competitors. They soon weeded them down to two. One a villainous-looking half-bred devil, and the other a pure-bred bulldog of undeniable quality, a truculent ruffian with milk-white skin and bloodshot eyes, by whose noble proportions the soul of the landlord was much gratified. The other dog, however, was evidently the better in a fight, because the gentleman in charge of him said he thought the best way to decide was to let the two dogs have a go in, to see which is the best dog. The one-eyed nobleman who represented the bulldog saw that his dog would have no chance in a fight, but being himself of the pugilistic persuasion, he tied his dog to the leg of the table and advanced on the other man with his fists up. "Suppose you and me has a go in," he said, "to see which is the best dog." This proposal would have been promptly acceded to, but for the arrival of another man with a dog, a big brown dog with a coarse, heavy-jawed head, big round the ribs, fairly long and light in the legs, evidently as active as a cat and hard as nails. But the previous dog owners knew him, and apparently recognised that they and their canines were in the presence of a master. "Here's Harrison's dog," they said, "and in course, if you want a dog to fight." So the super explained that that was just what he did want, and he became the purchaser of the brown animal, which duly arrived among us, and was installed as Hughey's dog. As he had no tail, Hughey, of course, christened him Stumpy. And he could fight. He counted out every dog in the place the first 2 days he was there. His great activity, combined with his powerful jaws, made him a czar among tykes. After the first 2 days, not a dog had heave in sight while Hughey's dog was taking a walk. He chased the kangaroo dogs away up the paddock. He fought 2 rounds with the bullock driver's dog, and would have killed him, only for the arrival of the bullocky with the whip. And as he was intercepted in hot pursuit of the boss's favourite collie, Hughey thought it was best to tie him up. This made him worse, and whenever he managed to slip his collar or break the chain, there would be a procession of dogs making full speed for the river, with Stumpy after them, kicking the dust up in hot pursuit. Once they got to the river, they were safe, as he was an indifferent swimmer, and would not take to the water. Whenever any traveller or teamster came along with a dog that he fancied could fight, Hughey's dog was always trotted out to maintain the honour of the station, which he invariably did with a vengeance. Soon his fame spread far and wide. Long, gawky cornstalk youths used to ride miles to see him, and a kind of exhibition used to be given on a Sunday for the benefit of visitors. Stumpy was chained up by a fairly long chain, and the entertainment consisted of taking a dog, one that knew Stumpy's prowess for choice, and then getting Stumpy